Hi there, I'm Jody Rogers, and I'm so excited that you're here today to learn about how to build an income using essential oils, and particularly with doTERRA. So we're just going to get right to it. I'm going to share my screen with you and hope to take you on a journey of inspiration and one that will have you excited about the choice that you've made. All right. So I am Jody Rogers. I'm a wellness advocate with doTERRA. I've been using their products for just about 4 years now, maybe a little over 4 years. And I'm so excited to share with you how you can join this beautiful company and start your own business. So first, let's talk a little bit about you. Who are you? And who do you identify with? So maybe you are an employee looking to escape the grind. Maybe you're a stay-at-home mom who just wants to add to your family's income. Perhaps you already own a business and you're just seeking residual income, right? Who isn't? Maybe, like many Canadians, you are worried about retirement. Do you feel trapped? Maybe you're unable to move forward in the job that you currently are in. You're frustrated that you have to say no to so many things for your family, or tired, right? You work a business, but you want the business to work for you and not the other way around. And again, concerned about retirement funds. Will you have enough when you reach your golden years? Perhaps, like many, you're feeling underutilized. You know that you can be and you can do so much more than what you are currently doing at your place of employment. What are you looking for? Are you looking for freedom from the daily grind? Do you dread Monday morning, right? Back to work. Maybe you hate your alarm clock. Do you get a glimmer of hope on hump day, right? When Wednesday comes along, oh yes, it's, week's half over. Do you say TGIF? And maybe you work 50 weeks a year just to get 2 weeks of vacation or staycation. You get to go to Puerto Vallarta because you can't afford to go to Mexico on the income that you currently make. Maybe you spend 10 hours a week traveling to and from work. Do you ever worry? What if your car breaks down? What if some unexpected expense comes your way? Are you worried about that in terms of your finances? Maybe you're looking for freedom from debt. I mean, debt is a fact in this life, right? Debt is crushing governments, individuals, families, including student loan debt, right? So you might study for years and years and rack up this debt, and now it's crushing you. You've got to pay it off. The average person earns just enough money to survive, right? This idea of living paycheck to paycheck, it's not foreign to most of us. Debt is like a drug. When you take it, it seems to enhance your skills and your performance, but eventually it kills you. So what are you looking for? Maybe you want retirement security. I mean, who doesn't, right? But did you know the average monthly income for a 62-year-old here in Canada is $2,800? And yet the actual estimated cost of living for a 65-year-old couple retiring is between $4,000 and $6,000. So, you're just going to be living hand to mouth, paycheck to paycheck now, hand to mouth in those golden years because we just don't have enough. The vast majority of Canadians retiring without an employer pension plan have totally inadequate retirement savings. This was a quote from the Broadbent Institute in 2016. I'm sure it's still a reality today, right? Half of those retiring have only enough savings to last for a year. But if you retire at 60, 65, you're going to last longer than a year, and yet your finances won't. The average CPP is less than $7,000 a year. So we really can't rely on government for our retirement. So maybe also you're looking for a legacy. What do you want to leave behind, right? I love this quote by Steve Jobs. If today were the last day of your life, would you want to do what you're about to do today? And how many of us can honestly say, yes, I'm jumping out of bed and I'm doing exactly what I want to be doing. And the sad truth is, maybe we're not. Maybe I don't want to be waiting for my welfare check. Maybe I don't want to be going to work a menial job for minimum wage. maybe I don't want to even be going to my corporate job, even though it pays well, but it's not feeding me or giving me filling my passion. So what do you want to leave? What do you want to do to leave a legacy behind? So here's a little bit about me. So this is me and my husband, Dave. I definitely could relate to many of the comments that we've just seen on some of these slides. I, for the past 13 years, worked in a corporate job as a sales and marketing manager for a major packaged goods company here in Canada, and I definitely felt underutilized. I was unhappy. I was not valued. Even though I made a decent income, I know that my income was less than many of my counterparts doing the same work with perhaps less education. I have an MBA. So I really was in that rut. I was stuck in that rut. I dreaded Monday. I definitely said, thank God it's Friday. And I really wanted more. I tried to leave some legacy marks. I was thinking, what could I build? How could I improve things where I was? But the reality was that I was underutilized and really hit a ceiling. And thankfully, for the past few years, I've been building a doTERRA business part-time while working this full-time career job. My husband's supporting me by staying at home, being a stay-at-home dad for the past decade, raising our kids. And so we've been building up this thing on the side. And so this past summer, when I was downsized out of a job and packaged out of the company, that was an opportunity for us to really dig deep into what our passions were and what we want to create for our family and our future. And so that is doTERRA. So you're looking at a leader with, I'm all in. I've got everything invested in succeeding as a businesswoman with doTERRA. And at the head of this team is myself and my husband, Dave. And so we are your support network within this team. So maybe you can identify with being an entrepreneur, right? And I love this quote about entrepreneurship. It's like living a few years of your life like most people won't, so you can spend the rest of your life like most people can't. So how will you build it? If you're an entrepreneur, there's lots of ways to be an entrepreneur, right? You could buy a franchise, but a franchise might cost you $250,000 or greater, right? And that means taking out a loan and further debt. You could start from scratch, but that requires tons of capital and tons of work, and you've got everything on the line. You've got to put everything into it. You could be an investor. But even venture capitalists, the best of the best, they only make it 1 out of 11 investments. So it's very risky. So then we have direct sales. So that is what doTERRA is. It's a direct sales business. And the beauty is that it's low investment, right? You only need to invest in a kit of oils. It's low risk. If something happens and you decide you can't do it, you don't want to do it, something else comes along, what have you lost? You've lost nothing. You've invested in some amazing products that are still going to benefit you and your family, and you're not out thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars. There's proven products in direct sales. The reason why this industry works so wonderfully and benefits so many is that the products are proven, and we'll see that with doTERRA as well. It's relationship based, right? So it is based on who you know. And I mean, they say that even in the corporate world and getting a decent job, it's not what you know, sometimes it's who you know. So this is definitely where you can use your network to succeed. And the past doesn't dictate your future. So I don't care if you are on welfare. I don't care if you were a corporate executive. I don't care if you were a teacher, if you felt like you've never been given a break, maybe you've never even worked before. That doesn't matter. anyone can succeed at this business. You just need to work hard, learn the skills, dig in, and go for it. And as long as you don't quit, you won't fail. So in the US, 82% of women who make $100,000 a year or more did it through direct sales. So this is a profitable industry and one where you really can make your financial dreams a reality. All right, so we've talked a little bit about, entrepreneurship. What are you looking for, and why a direct sales business makes a lot of sense. And now I'll just want to share with you why you'd want to work with doTERRA. So number one, doTERRA is an essential oils business, and essential oils are big business. You cannot enter a store today without seeing essential oils or essential oil infused products on the shelf. They're appearing in skincare, in shampoo, in personal care products. You can buy them online. You can go into Walmart or Target in the States. You can buy them even at Costco or Mark's Work Warehouse. They are everywhere. They're even in, things like Glade Airwick fresheners, although I highly doubt the purity of those oils. But it's a big business, and so it's not going away, and essential oils are beneficial to our health, and doTERRA is at the forefront of the essential oils industry. In the US, so these are some US stats, but we know that Canada is like little 10% of the size of the US, so we just kind of scale back the numbers. But in the US, 66% of the population has never used essential oils, and half of them want to try them. That's 100 million people in the US alone, which is a 50 times growth potential versus where we're at right now. So if we scale that back to the US or to Canada, the Canadian market, that's still, roughly 10 million people who want to try essential oils, okay? Well, that's a lot. That's a lot. And last count, there might be somewhere around 50 or maybe 60,000 doTERRA customers in Canada. So huge growth potential. So why doTERRA? Because Fruit Loops is not the same as fruit, okay? So not all essential oil companies are made equal. Not every bottle of essential oil is going to be of the caliber, the quality, the tested, trusted purity that doTERRA offers. So doTERRA is the true thing, the real deal. And you're going to want to explore and research and find that out for yourself. But you will find, as you research time and time again, that doTERRA's oils are tested, they're trusted, they're pure, their quality and their efficacy, how well they work in the body, are second to none. So that's why you want to join doTERRA. This is just a snippet of the research and science team supporting doTERRA in their efforts to review the benefits of the essential oils, to validify the quality, the purity. Our oils are third-party tested, so through the Aromatic Plant Research Center, which is not a doTERRA company, but more like a QA, quality assurance testing site they use. And then the oils are brought in-house, where this group of individuals are reviewing, are doing tests, are doing clinical trials to just show the power, the amazing power that these essential oils can have as they support our health and our welfare, really, our emotional health. This is a couple of years old now, but this was a great headline that, direct selling, so the industry that we're in, direct selling dominates the aromatherapy and essential oils market. And it was a global market valued at over $7.5 billion in 2015. So now, obviously, fast forward a few years, that's even bigger. And highlighted here, doTERRA is singularly responsible for the rapid category growth. So you are with the leader, the driving force in direct sales in essential oils market. So that's why you'd want to work with doTERRA. This is just one example of one of the many partnerships. So doTERRA has partnerships with over 111 research facilities, universities, hospitals to work together to find solutions for people in their health using essential oils. So this is one example at the Bozeman Health Hospital surgical floor, that as part of their efforts to assist in managing post-operative discomfort, they have adopted the use of essential oils as a complementary therapy. Okay, so they're just showing how, with open communication and in addition to other, mainstream modern medicine that they may be offered, that essential oils are also there to help as an option to help with discomfort. So this is where doTERRA wants to be, right? Leading edge, getting into hospitals, helping people where they need it most. And they do have a 10-year vision. So doTERRA already is a 10-year-old company, but they've got a vision that isn't just about selling oils or getting oils into the hands of customers, but it's about changing healthcare. So they want to see access to telehealth support for doTERRA customers, hospitals using them in research and patient care, being recommended by medical professionals through telemedicine, doctors across America recommending doTERRA essential oils to patients because of the consistency of the quality of their oils. They want to see essential oils be part of authorized medical costs. So imagine being able to use your health spending account to cover some of your essential oil purchases. And they want to see essential oils in every home in America. And then, of course, they're going to look north to their cousins up here in the north. And in fact, in 2019, and I think April, they will be opening their first clinic on the doTERRA head office campus, where they will be offering a clinic that will, of course, incorporate essential oils and other modern medicine solutions to patients. So they have some amazing visions to transform healthcare and have essential oils be a part of that transformation. All right, so a couple other reasons to support this company and believe in this company is, first off, they use a global network of artisans and growers to sustainably produce essential oils while stimulating local economies all over the world. And they do this through their co-impact sourcing. So what they're doing here, I mean, we see here one of the founders, Emily Wright, in the bottom picture there, sitting on the dirt with a local woman in Haiti, part of the growing network where we source our vetiver oil from. And, these owners and founders of this company go to build forge relationships between harvesters, growers, and they want to ensure the best opportunity to have sustainable production of essential oils. They bring the farmers together in cooperatives, and yet they also meet some of the basic needs that might be apparently missing in these regions. So for example, in Haiti, when they were there visiting, they noticed there was a lack of a fresh water source in the town, and people had to walk for hours to go get some drinking water. And so doTERRA, got a hold of the only well on the island and dug a well for these farmers so that they could, save their time and efforts in just traveling to get water and bring them that basic necessity right to them. So this is the kind of thing that doTERRA does, but they do want to have sustainable practices and really stimulate those local economies all over the world. They also have a Healing Hands Foundation. So this is a charitable arm where they do more. They go over and above to empower impoverished communities with tools they need to become self-reliant. So they do this by raising money. So some of the products we can buy, 100% of the proceeds will go to the Healing Hands Foundation, and doTERRA will then provide donations right to some pretty amazing causes. So for example, this woman hugging Emily on the left and saying thank you on the right were victims of the earthquake that hit Nepal, and doTERRA was able to bring emergency housing, temporary housing quickly after to help these people get back on their feet. And they did that through donations raised through the Healing Hands Foundation. In the truck, we see sort of packages of little packages here. These are all Days for Girls sanitary kits. So doTERRA works with Days for Girls. They provide donations to Days for Girls, which helps educate women and men, particularly in third world countries, about their menstrual cycle, give them access to reusable sanitary kits so that these women can go on to have the freedom of just going to school, going to work, living lives naturally when something as basic as your menstrual cycle hits. And normally these women would be ostracized or even sent to bleeding huts for a week, and so forth. So doTERRA is really making some amazing inroads in educating people around the world. Another one that they support is called Operation Underground Railroad. It was started by Tim Ballard here, who's seen in the picture. He was an ex-CIA agent who now runs this organization whose mission is to rescue children from human trafficking. So he has stings happening globally and is able to rescue children, put the bad guys away, work with the local governments to help eradicate human trafficking. So pretty awesome. And again, doTERRA gladly supports them with annual donations. Okay, so you've heard a little bit about the heart of the company, I hope, the purity and quality of the oils, and why a direct sales business makes sense. But if you're going to make a business, you're going to want to know, how can I make money? So we're going to talk a little bit about that now. So doTERRA does have lots of ways to make money and a very generous compensation plan, Unilevel Plus. So we'll go through all these different words: Fast Start, Power of Three, pools, and so forth. But here you can see kind of at the high level that doTERRA really is a rank-based business. So these letters E, P, S, G, etc. These are levels: elite, premier, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, blue diamond, presidential diamond. And you can see as your rank increases, your opportunity to earn income increases as well. These are based on average annual or monthly, rather, average monthly earnings over the past, I think this came from 2016 average earnings. So could be even greater now. But you can see there's opportunity for you to simply have your product paid for. So maybe that's your goal, is I just want to use these amazing products and not be limited in what I choose to use. Maybe your household budget can't really allow for that, so you just want to be able to pay for your product. That's very easy to do with doTERRA. Maybe you want to supplement your income. So maybe you think, yeah, I would like to work this a little bit as a business, and you can get a nice supplement to your income. Or for those who really want to dig deep and go for it, you can replace your income, multiply your income, and start to really fuel some of those dreams, which maybe you've been afraid of dreaming of. What do you want to do? What legacy can you leave behind? Imagine if you were making such high levels of income, what could you do with that money to help others? So we're going to look at the different ways you can make money. So first is the purple box here, Fast Start bonus. So Fast Start are those bonuses that are paid weekly. So it's for once you enroll a new member to doTERRA, you earn 20% of whatever that new member buys, 20% of their PV, so their point value, for their first 60 days. Okay, so every time you bring on a new person for their first 60 days, you're going to earn 20% of their point value purchase. Of course, the bare minimum for you as a income earner with doTERRA, if you want to earn any commissions, you must yourself be placing 100 PV order every month. Otherwise, you will not earn any commission. So, and that makes sense. If you want to be building a business, sharing the oils, you should be using the products. And so placing 100 PV order for your own personal use is is very easy to do. And you can start to quickly get that paid for. So Fast Start works down 3 levels. So if you enroll someone, you earn 20% of whatever they buy in their first 60 days. If they enroll someone, they're going to earn 20% and you're going to earn 10. And if that person enrolls someone, they earn the 20%. Your friend that you've enrolled earns 10, and you're going to earn 5. So this Fast Start goes down 3 levels. So you could be earning Fast Start commission by not even doing anything, just because you've shared with someone and now they're enrolling people and their people are enrolling people, and you can be earning at 3 levels. So that's pretty awesome, and that's paid weekly. Next in the kind of turquoise box is the Power of 3 team bonus. So here, structure starts to come into play a little bit, where if you yourself are placing a 100 PV order and you have 3 people doing the same, so minimum 100 PV order, but altogether you and those 3 people must have a total team volume of at least 600 PV, then you're going to earn $50, okay? Every month. So that can happen every single month, that you have 3 people placing a 100 PV order and you're going to earn $50. When they tell 3 friends and they place their orders of 100 PV, then you can earn $250. And of course, each of them would earn their $50 bonus. And it goes down 1 more layer. So let's say those 3 people all got 3 people using products and purchasing 100 PV every month. You could be earning monthly $1,500 bonus for Power of 3. So bare minimum $50, then you get $250, you get $1,500. So that's pretty awesome, and that's paid monthly. Then we get into Unilevel. So Unilevel, as you can see on this chart, I'll just go back. Unilevel is the green area. You can see it's really starts to become the biggest chunk of your income with doTERRA. And that's because after that first 60 days, those people, you earn 20% on the first 60 days. After that, you earn depending on where they fall under your organization. So if they're on level 1, like over here, you'd be earning 2%. If they're on level 3, you earn 3% on their volume. If they're on level 3, you earn 5%, and it goes down to 7 layers, okay, 7 levels. So pretty awesome that doTERRA, increases our earnings as our levels go deep. And as you can see, even just from this image here, you're going to start to have more people on your lower levels, and you're actually earning more in the long run on those people than the ones closer to you. So doTERRA really does value depth and pay us on depth. So that's pretty awesome, because a lot of companies structures are upside down, where you might get the most on the people closest to you, and your income earning goes down as you grow bigger. So Unilevel is really where your money can grow. Then if you go to leadership bonuses, so once you start to hit levels of Premier, Silver, Gold, and so forth, higher, you're going to start to get a percentage of the leadership bonus. So every month, doTERRA holds back 7% of the global profits, and they're divided amongst the leadership ranks. So that's pretty awesome. So you're going to get a percentage of that depending on how many golds there are. They all get a slice of that pie, how many diamonds there are, and so forth. And so that's just a nice bonus that you're going to get every month just for hitting your rank. So if we went back to that image again, remember the ranks. This is a rank-based business, so you're going to want to have your eyes set on hitting a rank, right? We always say at the beginning, you're going to search for 2 builders, then search for 3, so you can grow yourself to silver, and then as you duplicate that behavior and teach your people to search for theirs, you're going to get to gold and silver. And so at the beginning, you can see having 3 builders on board with you is going to be your goal, until you get to diamond, where you're going to now need a fourth builder in place. All right, so this is just another view of looking at how you're paid the Unilevel bonus. Okay, so depending on your level, you do get paid down to that 7th level. Once you hit silver, before that you're just getting down to a different, like a lower percentage or a lower level of percentage. But of course, over time, you're going to be being paid out on 7 levels. Just a couple examples. I think these were also taken from 2016 average earnings of what the average annual earnings were for silver, gold, etc. And then you can see the percentage of leaders falling into those ranks. So clearly fewer higher level leaders. Those numbers continue to grow, as do all, but the percentage is likely still quite similar, where we have a higher percentage of the silvers and golds, and a smaller percentage of diamonds and presidentials and so forth. Another comparative analysis of doTERRA compared to Nu Skin and Herbalife, just showing how doTERRA's compensation system is so much more generous. So looking even like at the gold level, doTERRA compared to what the same level earner in Nu Skin and Herbalife would be making, we're like more than three times the amount. Same with platinum. Same, just showing the earnings capability with doTERRA is so much greater. Let me just throw in a few other comparisons. Maybe there's ones here that you're familiar with: It Works, Nerium, Isagenix, Rodan and Fields, Plexus, and then again compared to doTERRA, the earning possibility is so much greater with this company and their generous compensation plan. So really, you can make some good money with doTERRA. Platinum ranks average 115,000 in annual earnings, and in 2016 there were over 300 people hitting these new ranks in doTERRA, but only 47 new ranks hit in Herbalife. So just a comparison, doTERRA is only 10 years old, yet continues to grow, continues to have people hitting these new ranks and earning these incomes. So pretty awesome. So what's your source? So, doTERRA does like to share the tale of the hauling buckets versus building a pipeline. So doTERRA, if we think about hauling buckets, so if there was this tale of a man in a village who had to walk to the nearest, freshwater source, the lake or the river, to collect fresh water, bring it back to the village, and he always had someone to buy his water because water was not accessible in the village. So he would walk out every day, fill his buckets, haul his buckets back, trade his buckets for money. And that's similar to us working an hourly job or even a salary job, right? We trade our time for money. But when our time stops, when we don't work, when we get fired, when we call in sick, if you're in an hourly job, when you don't work, you don't get paid. And so someone watched this man hauling buckets and said, well, I could do that. That's easy. I can haul buckets. I can trade water for money, and started to do that in the day. But then in the evening, he began to think, if I laid down some pipeline, I could get a better flow of water going here. And so he would haul his buckets in the day. Sound familiar? I hauled buckets in the day. I went to a corporate job every day, trading my money for my time for money. But in the evening, I started to teach workshops and network with people. And so this man started to lay down his pipe. And in the evening, he would work and build his pipeline. And then finally the day arose where he was able to turn on the spigot and the water ran freely, and he had this flow of income from being able to provide the water to the town. And he always had lots of customers. So this is the idea of building a pipeline. We want to have a flow of income, a flow of resources coming to us so that we're not having to always haul buckets and trade that time for money. So if we think about retention in this industry, the average industry retention is 9 to 11%. So that is for every new customer who, attends buys Isagenix or goes to a Pampered Chef party and buys something, 9 to 11% will buy again within the next, that same year. Okay, so 9 to 11% retention. But with doTERRA, that number is 72. 72% of doTERRA customers purchase again within a year. And if we bring that back to maybe a 3-month period, we see that number shrink a little to about 64% will purchase again. And that's because they see the value in the products, right? And particularly in our Lifelong Vitality and supplements, things that are going to be used on a monthly basis, or just a real interest in removing toxic elements from the home, from the bathroom, and replacing them with more natural solutions that doTERRA offers. All right, so just to drive home the power of residual income, so we talked a little bit about earning, that power of 3 bonus, or the, or once you start to earn your unilevel and you're earning on a regular basis, a few $100, maybe 300, 500, it'll grow to 1,000, it'll keep growing in that unilevel. Earning residual income is like earning interest on money in an investment account. So you get paid whether or not you get out of bed in the morning. Okay, so if you look, earning that $200 a month that you might earn at Elite, that regular flow of income, is like having $48,000 in savings in the bank, earning a rate of return of 5%. Okay, so that's like, do you have 48,000 in savings? I don't know, maybe you do. Maybe that's not so far achievable. But what about 480,000? Who's got $500,000 in savings in the bank? Well, if you're making $2,000 a month at the silver rank, that's like having almost $500,000 in the bank, earning a 5% rate of return. And at earning 4,000 is like having $1 million in the bank. So this is powerful, you guys. So, think about when you're earning these few $100 at the beginning, couple thousand, it's the equivalent to someone having saved, likely a lifetime to get to that point where they might have $1 million in the bank, and now they're earning $4,000 a month or $5,000 a month. So it's pretty awesome. Okay, so I apologize, this is as blurry on my screen as it is on yours, but this is just to show you the flow. So doTERRA as a company is having huge growth. So these were some rates of growth in 2016 of other companies that were at least half the size of doTERRA. So Isagenix here growing at 4%, Beachbody, like the P90X and things like that, Beachbody growing at 11%, so still good, of course. Healthcare, these are healthcare wellness industries, businesses growing. USANA growing at 10%. ACN, which I believe is sort of power or electrical services, declining 9%. Young Living, our number one competitor, hadn't reported since 2015. And the average growth rate of the top 20 companies in 2016 was at only 0.2%. Highest growth rate among the top 20 was 29%. And yet, look at doTERRA. So year over year in Q4 of 2017, their global growth was 47%. Even in the US, where doTERRA was born over a decade ago, well, at this point it would have been about 8 years old, growing at 31%. Canada growing 100%. Japan 45%. So huge growth, double-digit growth. Quarter by quarter, you can see just the continual upward trend. And even if we look again, year over year, revenue growth rates, double digits, quarter over quarter. So doTERRA continues to grow and is a fast growing company. It continues to be relevant, okay? And if we want to look, so not only is the company growing, I shared some earlier average ranks, but here's an annual average doTERRA income by rank and year. So we can see the years, 2011 up to 2017. If you were silver, say in 2011, your average income was $9,600. In 2017, it's tripled, okay? Because again, customer base, growth of the company, awareness, everything's growing. And so all of this is growing as well. If you're a diamond, in 2011, you were making an average of $196,000 a year, call it. Now, 2017, $201,000. So not only is the company growing, but the annual earning potential is also growing. So I hope this is getting you excited so you can see the kind of an income that you can make with doTERRA. And that kind of leads us near to the end of this presentation. And I just wanted to share a little bit about, the company. In 2018, their annual global convention was called Dream. And really, as they reflected on a year, or 10 years rather, a decade of being in business, they had dreamed so much. They had dreamed about changing lives, dreamed about changing communities, dreamed about, better sourcing and just growth. And so many of their dreams so many of what happened actually surpassed what they could even dream. And I just want to encourage you to dream as well. What do you dream about achieving? What would you like to achieve? Because with doTERRA, the sky is really the limit. There is no limit to what you can accomplish, to what you can create with this amazing company, supported by, just top quality products, amazing leadership, and I invite you to dream, because the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. So if you're ready to walk into your purpose and become all you were created to be, then you should connect with the person who invited you to this webinar. So if you stumbled upon this webinar, I'm Jody. Please reach out to me. You can send me an email at Jody G Rogers. So Jody, Jodie G Rogers, ROGERS @gmail.com. And I'm happy to get you started. I'm happy to meet you for a one-on-one. If you were invited by one of the members on my team, then set up a one-on-one with them to get you started. And in the meantime, start writing out a list of 100 people you know. Not 100 people that you think would like doTERRA, because everybody needs us, but 100 people you know. So this is your warm market. So start thinking about, who do I know who I could reach out to? Set up at least 4 workshops over the next 4 weeks. If you want to build a business, if you want to do this as a full-time business, then you might want to even plan for more. If you want to be a business builder, this is the minimum requirement. 1 workshop a week, get going. If you want to share more casually, then maybe you want to set up 1 workshop over the next 4 weeks. You want to start reaching out to people who you might meet with one-on-one. Start sampling and inviting. You can sign up for the Builder Launch program. So start today. We have an amazing tool. It's a 2-week or 14-day program. You can ask the person who invited you or reach out to me for the details. And then get ready to participate in the next Launch to Elite program. So if you're watching this in December of 2018, the next Launch to Elite program happening on our team happens on January 21st. It's a 6-week Facebook group program to get you equipped with everything you need to know to start building your business. So talk to the person who invited you about getting enrolled into that. And you might want to register for our Ignite Business training happening at the end of January, live in Orangeville. So it's always good to be around other business builders, people who are passionate about building a doTERRA business. You're going to hear from some of the best in our local area. We've got founders, we've got Presidential Diamonds leading this amazing training. So no shortage of tools to get you going. And I hope you are inspired to build doTERRA, and I look forward to watching you grow. And don't delay. I love this quote. A year from now, you will wish you had started today. So what are you waiting for? Let's get started. So thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoyed hearing more about why doTERRA is such a great company to join. I hope I've answered any questions you had. And of course, if you have more, you can reach out to the person who invited you or contact me, Jody Rogers, Jodieg Rogers @gmail.com. And I look forward to watching you grow. Bye.